Hey, do you ever find yourself frustrated? Frustrated because things are not working the way you would like them to work. You're not getting the results that you're looking for. Well, of course, you do. We all have that, right? And so, why is that? Why are you not getting the results that you want? And if you look deep inside, often you will recognize that we put the blame or the excuse outside of ourselves. Instead of thinking about, well, what is it I can do differently? Where did I screw up? No, we think about, well, maybe it was too difficult, or maybe people were too busy to just help me. They didn't want to give me their time, their priorities. Others didn't work hard enough, and all that kind of thing. Well, today we're going to discuss a little concept that I found very, very helpful to deal with the situations. And the whole issue here of not getting results and being increasingly frustrated can be summarized basically in two words. And I'm going to show you how I look at that. And I learned this from Blair Singer, who first explained it to me, and this is still one of the most powerful concepts that I use. So let's have a look. Basically, you cannot have um, results if you don't take full responsibility for everything in your life. So you either have, we call it reasons, or you have results. But you cannot have both. You cannot have both. And so what are reasons? Reasons is just another word for excuses. Reasons are excuses why things are not going the way you would love them to go. And often they come in the form of too much, too little. So I'm too young to be successful. People don't take me seriously, or I'm too old. Maybe I don't have the energy anymore, or it's too early. I'm too early in the game, or I'm too late. Sorry, it's too late. There's already others that did it. Or it's too much, or too little, or it's too difficult, or too easy. And I even sometimes fell in that trap myself. For me, I'm a perfectionist, so before I even set out to, for instance, record these videos, for me, first it had to be perfect. Why? Because I was afraid that people would criticize me. And so I thought it's not good enough yet. But the funny thing is, whenever I work with people and I give them some coaching tips and tricks, funny enough, the things that I find most trivial, that I'm like, oh, it's not that big a deal, I get great response for it. And then I'm like, yeah, but how is that possible? I haven't really had to do much effort. I didn't have to work very hard to produce this result, this outcome for them. So one of my issues is I'm not charging any money for it because it didn't take me much effort to share this idea. And so rather than looking at, what is the value of my idea for the other person, in fact, what I'm doing is I'm not charging them anything because I feel like, I haven't really deserved their money for this simple idea. What I forget is that I put a lot of effort in acquiring the knowledge, going to courses, applying things, reading books, things that maybe not everybody wants to do, and I'm putting that all together in, for instance, these programs here, where I'm going to teach you a little nugget of wisdom that I didn't invent, but I got from lots of different mentors that I came across in my life, people that I know in real life, but also people that I've never met before, maybe even people that are dead. And you can call all those people your mentors. So the fact that something, to give you something of my, let's say, wisdom that, may not take much effort from me right now in giving it to you, but it doesn't mean that it is not a result of years of hard work and picking up the best ideas and testing them in my businesses. So that is a mind freak for me, where I'm thinking, um, it is still not good enough yet. Yet whenever I share something with somebody, it's often people that say, wow, this was fantastic. So I have to overcome that hurdle. And but first let's go back to our little drawing here. So you either have reasons or results, but you cannot have both. And we also call that people who have reasons, excuses for why things are not going the way they want. We call that those people, in fact, it's more about the behavior than about the people. We call it victim behavior. These people are victims, right? And how can you recognize victim behavior in yourself? Well, basically, and by the way, I make a mistake now. It's not that these people are victims. These people can display victim behavior. It's so totally different. So, what are the three characteristics? Victim behavior comes in a form of blaming, complaining, or explaining. And explaining is also referred to as justifying, right? People who explain all the time, people who justify, people who explain all the time why things didn't go the way they were supposed to go. Well, in fact, they are displaying victim behavior, aren't they? I mean, they're just explaining why they couldn't do it. So they have reasons versus results, right? So blaming here means pointing your finger at other people. But we all know the interesting thing where, if you point your finger at somebody, basically there's 4 fingers pointing at yourself. So be careful. Complaining, these are people who are always complaining about other people, about the weather, about the situation, and then explaining. So now what's the trick here? How can you move from, and we all have this, right? How can you move from reasons to having reasons to getting results? Basically, very simple, by eliminating these 3 characteristics, these 3 behaviors. So basically, we stop blaming, we stop complaining, and we stop explaining. And then what happens is, voila, we start getting results. It's as simple as that. So what do you need to do to get results? Basically, it's not that you should wait until you are not fearful anymore, because it's not people who are getting results are not people without fear. People who are getting results, let me see if I put this right here, yeah. People who are not getting results are not people without fear. I mean, as an example, Dean Martin, a very important or very successful movie actor. He was extremely fearful. I think he had to vomit every time before he had to go shoot a scene. And Mike Tyson, one of the #1 world champions in boxing, he was still afraid before every fight. But that didn't stop him. So it's not about getting rid of your fear. No, it's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway, right? You have to move through your fear. In fact, fear you can see fear as a friend, because fear points you to where your biggest opportunity for growth is. But that's a topic for a different movie. So I hope you found this little discussion here on reasons versus results interesting and useful. If so, fantastic. Have fun with it. Try it in your life. Try to catch yourself displaying victim behavior, blaming, complaining, explaining. And if you catch in other people, be gentle with them. You may explain them that they can either have reasons or results, but you will never have both. Wishing you a fantastic day, and just remember, improving your business goes with one step at a time, 1% better today, and look at how it compounds over the course of a year, 3 years, 10 years. All the best and speak soon. Bye.